Hey guys, welcome back to Ron Williams' YouTube channel, soon to be Ron Williams Champion Live. Now listen guys, we had gone over before the leg workout. Some people asked questions about, Ron, how do you set your workouts up? What do you do? What's the procedure? And how do you go about doing that? And there are a lot of different ways that I do it, but I told you about one specific way. And I'm going to go ahead and finish that. We went over legs, and now I'm going to go over chest, shoulder, triceps. So first of all, we have, I'm going to do 6 exercises. I'm going to take you through them. And this will be for chest. And this is chest, shoulder, triceps. So we'll have 6 exercises, right? 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to go through these exercises for chest. Now there are alternative exercises. This is when I'm on the move. I've got to get it done. I've got to get out. My day is really busy, and I can't do everything that I normally would do. I make sure I get in at least 6 exercises. So, and they would alternate. Say, for example, if I'm doing chest, I'll do a press, I'll do a fly, or I'll do crossovers, I'll do dumbbell presses. I mean, a lot of different exercises for chest. But just say, for example, today is one of those days that I have to get in and get out. Dumbbell presses are a little bit harder to do and to move past. So on this particular day, these are the exercises that I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with your presses. And the second exercise, I'm going to do my favorite, which is a machine that I developed, which is the Ron Williams Iron Chest Master. So we'll just call that the ICM, the Iron Chest Master. The third exercise is going to be for my shoulders. I'm going to do 2 on chest, 2 on shoulders, 2 on tricep. This is a speedy workout. I'm going through it pretty quickly. So I'm getting it done so I can get out, but I want to make sure that I get it in. The important thing here is that you don't rob Peter to pay Paul, because that wears out and you'll come to the end of your rope and you'll start missing workouts. So I make sure that when I have plenty of time, I do a longer workout. But when I have a short period of time, I'm already pre-planned on what I'm going to accomplish that day. So I'm going to do these 2 exercises. I'm going to do some lateral raises, and I'm going to do that with the machine. So I'll put AMC, and then I'll do the same thing, but I'll use the dumbbells. These are pretty quick, pretty easy. I'll do tricep extensions and tricep pushdowns. So with that being said, this is the workout that I'm going to take you through. Take you through the first 3 today, second 3, I'm going to take you through at a later time. So let's go get started. Okay, here we go, guys. So the first thing I want to concentrate on, let me just tell you this first, is we're concentrating on the pec-delt tie-ins. You've heard me say this before. You want to make sure that you stretch your chest open, depending on your posture, depending on what's natural to you. Some of you, you're more apt to do this rather than to do this. But I want you to get used to opening your chest and pulling those shoulders back, because that's what actually maximizes the contraction and the growth of your chest. It's not in your arms, but it's in the chest and the shoulders that are the chest stretching and expanding and the shoulders going back and forward. So it looks like this. Okay, so instead of allowing the arms to go back and the shoulders to go forward, the shoulders should never be in this position. If I push from here, I'm pushing against that joint. But I want to push from here, this position. Chest open, shoulders back. Never here. This is uncomfortable and it hurts. I'm not used to doing it this way. This will damage the shoulder joint. So, I want to get started. Watch how I go back this time. Chest open, big chest, and squeezing from the pec-delt tie-in. Here, squeezing. Not here. See the difference? If you allow those shoulders to rotate forward, you're moving away from your chest, you're starting to damage that joint. You do it over and over and over again, that joint will become damaged. It'll cause you some problems later on in the future. You may get away with it while you're a little younger and you have some time to wear it out. But once it's worn out, guys, it creates a tremendous amount of problem. I know a lot of people that have shoulder injuries because of poor lifting and because of putting that shoulder in a compromising position. So that's how you want to do the chest flies. Open, concentrating on the chest doing the work. Be real careful because your biceps will try to take over. Keep the arms solid and squeeze and reach. Stretch, squeeze and reach. Force that chest to contract. Now let's go to the second exercise, which today will be the Iron Chest Master. Sometimes I'll use the regular presses, but the Iron Chest Master, it's simple, it's easy, and man, it's effective. Let's go do it. Okay guys, this is the second exercise, and the reason why I love this one so much, beside the fact it's one of the most awesome exercises you can do, I designed this. I am so proud of this piece of equipment. But I want you to know this is the original one. I'm going to show you this one also. But because it's such an easy application, I can do it upstairs, I can do it here in my gym, in my basement, or just about anywhere. I actually use this in the airports when I'm traveling, and if I've got a layover more than 2 hours, I plan my workout in the airport. If everybody else can eat their Cinnabons and they can eat, their McDonald's and stuff like that, they're not embarrassed to do that. So guess what? I'm not going to be embarrassed to work out. So if you ever see me in the airport and I've got a layover for more than 2 hours, this is what you'll probably see. That's what you'll probably see, guys. Now, the thing with this is with the bench press, you have a full contraction, but never a peak contraction. The peak contraction comes in, that's a contraction, right here is your peak contraction. So we use this to get a peak contraction. You've got a power position, and you also have resistance that you're given as you're pushing through. Now, the original one, this is the one that I have to admit it. I love this more than about even. When I'm indoor, I love this one. Outdoors, on the track, this thing is indestructible. This one is not on the market. I'm the only one that has this one. But I take this out to the track when I'm doing my track workouts in the summer. You'll see some of those coming up soon when the weather breaks. But we have the springs for resistance and also the resistance bands. I want you to listen to how smooth this is. And the resistance on that is incredible. But it builds the chest. So this would be the end of my chest workout. Now, the next video you're going to see is we're going to do laterals. I want to show you some things that are really important about the lateral raises. Okay, guys, here we go. We're going to concentrate on the laterals now. We're going to do the laterals with the machine. Then we're going to go over and do laterals with the dumbbell. Now, the important thing with this particular exercise is you want to make sure that as you're going through the range of motion, you're concentrating on the anterior and the medial. This is isolating mainly the medial delt. Now, when your arms are slightly forward, you concentrate on the medial and you're hitting some anterior delt. But when the arms are even, the elbows are even with your side, and slightly back, you're into that posterior deltoid. We want to move away from that, save the posterior delt, or save that posterior delt for back day, right? So I'm going to go through the range of motion. I'm going to show you how to do it, and I'm going to show you with my arms back and my arms forward. Okay, so I'm in position. If my arms are back, I'm starting to hit that posterior delt. But the elbows are slightly forward, and I'm reaching. Tell you what just happened there. Number one is I'm pushing my shoulder down and away. Down and away. So I'm never, as I'm going through the range of motion, I'm not pulling up with my traps. I'm not pulling my shoulders up because that's isolating the trap. What I'm doing is the shoulder is down and the elbow goes up. Not this motion, but this motion. If you don't concentrate on that, you'll find yourself doing this rather than this. One isolates the shoulders. The other one more isolates the traps. So with that exercise, I hope you got that one down. Elbows slightly forward, going through the range of motion, making sure you're not jerking at the top. I'll show you what that looks like over here with the dumbbell laterals. Let's go do it. Okay, listen guys, we're going to do lateral raises with the dumbbells. Now when we're using the dumbbells, there's a couple of things I want you to be aware of. This is something that we commonly see, and one I call it's the chicken. It's like a chicken pecking. The head goes like this every time you pull the weights up, like this. No, we want you to stop doing that, okay? What I want you to do is go to the top of the repetition and pause, slightly pause, because the top of the repetition is the most important part of the repetition. You don't want to float through that. You want to go all the way up and hit the peak of the exercise. And then slightly pause. If you're doing this, you're floating through it. So all the way up, 1, and then take it down. All the way up, 2, then take it down. When you're doing a set, especially doing this routine, you want to keep it consistent, continuous. Don't rest at the bottom. Don't rest at the top. Consider that set 1 repetition. Why? Because it continues to flow. Let me show you a little bit of what I'm talking about here. Starting position. Ooh. See, it's continuous. It doesn't stop. It flows. I'm not, but nice and smooth. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Number one, you're not running from the burning sensation. You want that. You want to embrace that. You want to own that. Number two is you're getting the most out of that exercise. And when I say slightly pause, even though you don't see it stop, because you didn't jerk your head forward and you didn't float through it, there was a slight pause before you started going down. Slight pause. Then down. The other thing I want you to focus on is make sure your elbows are not directly to the side, but slightly forward. Make sure also that the elbows, wrist, and shoulders are even. You don't want to be in this position. Show you what that looks like. That's sloppy, it's wrong, and it's going against the joint. It's not giving you the workout that you want. It's not working the muscle group the way you want it to. So concentrate and do it right. Lead with the elbows, not with the forearm or the wrist. Don't lead with the forearm. Don't lead with your forearm or the wrist. Lead with the elbow. Most of the time when we grab something, we want to pull. But we want to use this part of our arm just to hold the weight and use it as leverage and force that elbow away from the body keeping it even. That's how you do it. So with that being said, guys, that's the end of our shoulders for today on this rapid workout. This workout where we don't want to rock Peter to pay Paul, but we're making sure that we're getting a good workout. We did chest before, shoulders. Next, we'll do triceps. God bless you until next time. Give me a thumbs up. Talk to you later.